Hi, I recently got a DM, somebody asking me, how do you get financing done if you're buying a Tesla? That's a great question, and I'm gonna answer it. I'm gonna tell you what you can do to be proactive. First, know your credit score. I worked as a Tesla salesperson for 3 years, and I cannot tell you how many conversations I had with people where we started talking about financing and the customers did not know their credit scores. Now, everybody should know their credit scores. I don't mean this to sound judgmental. I mean this to say that your credit score can change a lot about your situation financially. If you're looking for financing or leasing, even looking at something like a house, your credit score determines a lot about what your payment will look like, what your rate will look like, and that's something that you should be very aware of. Fortunately, here in the 21st century, we have some free apps that you can download. The first one that I use is called Clarity. It's a free app you can get on the phone. It's for sure on the Apple Store. And another one that's very common is called Credit Karma. And you can go and use any app, but those are the two most common ones that I heard of in my time there. And you can download it, put in your bank info, and it will actually generate an estimate of what your credit score is based on your payment history and your bank activity. Once you get a score from the app, then it will give you information on if you have a high score, if you have a medium score, if you have a lower score. There are a bunch of different factors that can change your credit score, but the app will give you some guidance into what to expect when you start talking to financiers for the car. For the purpose of this video, we're gonna go ahead with good credit, but I will talk about what you do if you don't have the best credit later. All right, number 2. Check locally for a financer. Now, you already know your credit score, so next you're going to start looking around for someone who's willing to finance you. Now, very quickly, if you're enjoying the content in this video, please consider liking and subscribing. It boosts the video for the YouTube algorithm, and that would be very much appreciated. Thank you. Now that you know your credit score, you're going to want to go and talk to a local credit union. We're going to start with credit unions. Think of credit unions as smaller banks, where they're less popular, less successful, and so they're going to be usually a little more excited to get your business, as opposed to the bigger banks that already have plenty of business and they don't always offer any exciting incentives. And yeah, so start with credit unions, and what you can do is you can go on Google and you can Google search your zip code credit unions, and you'll be able to find a list usually of all the local ones. You can usually find some reviews on them and see which ones are highest rated, and you can go onto their websites, and usually they'll have all of their auto loan rates right there on the website. If you're going for a new car, if you're going for a used car, they'll usually have all that info for you before you even have to talk to someone. I still recommend giving them a call, telling them, hey, I'm interested in financing a car. This is what my credit score is. Can you tell me what rates you can offer me? And that's usually a very exciting conversation when they talk to someone who knows what they're talking about and saying, this is my credit score, this is the price of the vehicle I'm looking to purchase, what's my situation. Lastly, after you've checked credit unions, still check around a few big banks. Big banks do every now and then have incentives, or if you have a long-standing relationship with your personal bank, check there too, because every now and then you can find a special rate from someone if you have a long-standing relationship, or if they just happen to have a seasonal incentive for doing financing through them. Third, you've gone through the credit score, you've gone through checking local sources. Now you're going to check Tesla. Now, if you're buying the Tesla, you're probably already talking to a Tesla salesperson, and they can probably coach you through the Tesla financing process. The Tesla financing usually will show their best rates on their website, meaning if you have really good credit, that's usually 720 and higher. If you qualify for that when you do your credit check, then great. If you don't, then they'll be able to walk you through what stipulations might be there holding you back from getting your financing done. If you have a very high debt to income ratio, if you have maybe too many loans out in your name, or maybe you've missed a bunch of payments recently and the bank has some questions about that, or maybe they're concerned. All of these are questions that the bank or the financer can have when they're looking to get you approved for a loan. If you get approved for the loan and you've decided between Tesla or going with a credit union or a big bank, then what will happen is they'll first of all congratulate you. Hey, congratulations, you've been approved. Awesome. What's next is they're going to say, we need to finish some paperwork so we know exactly who to send the money to. And basically what happens is the bank will send Tesla, let's say an $80,000 check, if that's how much the car is. And you will have an arrangement with the bank to make that payment over 6 years or whatever your arrangement is. And you'll eventually have paid that off in full plus interest over time. And this is how financing works. I hope the information in this video was helpful. Please subscribe and like and follow and comment and do all the things that are supposed to help boost a YouTube video. It actually does greatly boost a YouTube video the more people interact with it. So any interactions or comments you guys have, I'm very grateful for. I'm gonna have a link up here to one of my latest videos about the Model 3. If you have interest in looking at the Model 3 or the Model S or any other models that Tesla is selling right now, please check out my other content. I have a lot of thoughts on which of those cars might be interesting to you. Stay safe.